A little tribute to Beau Dommage, one of the big groups that come out of Quebec. I never knew that there was a mural dedicated to them or that there was a mini alley named after them, but here we are. So our summer travels continue. Do a little wander, get some beer, grab some grilling gear, and what's going to be up on the menu today? We got some trout with a bit of lemon butter to marinate it, and we're going to do it on a cedar plank. All this and more on the WUCC Cheese Cafe. Stick around, everyone. Well, top of the afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Wandering Yuki Cheese Cafe. Beautiful, sunny once again. I think I've gone out practically every day on the weekend. You know what? What can you do? Super sunny, super beautiful. Got to take care of the tan and get some sunshine once more. And just did a little turn from Saint Zotique Street back in Little Italy. One thing I remember hearing was someone had referred to this as Saint Zo. Like, there's apparently a thing around here which I was not familiar with, that you could just take like the first syllable of a street and then you kind of know where you're walking around in Montreal. Like Saint Zotique becomes Saint Zo, Saint Laurent is Saint Lo. Very strange if you're not from around here or you're not familiar with the territory. But I guess it's easy to say, like Saint Zo, Saint Lo, Saint Mo, Saint Larry, Saint Curly. Oh, here I did going from talking about these weird abbreviations to a random Three Stooges reference. What can I say? Anyways, I'm going to be making my way back to the Gendarme Market and do a little bit of a beer haul because I realized my fridge is actually starting to run a little bit low. That's kind of dangerous territory. I need to have some brews there, especially if I'm going to be grilling. So let's continue on with this. Made my way a little bit further north onto Dante Street, and if you've been following me, you kind of remember that when I did my walk back in Little Italy, I did hit up a pretty fantastic pizzeria around here. Truth is that there's no shortage of good pizzerias. You go from one corner of the street, you're going to find about 2 or 3 of them around here. Plenty of stuff to see and visit, and I might have to make a visit one more time around. And actually, before we continue on with the walk, I'm going to suggest you give this video a like beforehand, and yep, good idea. Hit that subscribe button below and don't forget to put the notifications on so when I put up a new video, you're getting an alert on your phone that it's ready for viewing. The views and the likes, it's all appreciated. Yeah, I've made references countless times. Markets, outdoor venues, no shortage of them around. The Gendarme Market, though, is probably the best known one around here and probably the largest one just because of the sheer quantity of product you can get around. Again, it is open in the winter, but it's kind of limited to what they can carry. Once you get to spring, and especially summertime, that's when it really becomes vibrant. I do remember seeing a couple of musicians here playing some interesting stuff. And for the gamer like me, I think there was a bit of Legend of Zelda stuff that was being played. I can't tell you what tunes it were, but it was kind of awesome. The one downside, like I've said, you don't have any of the free samples anymore. That's something that used to be very fun for me when I was a kid, just munching on whatever fruits and veggies were around for the heck of it. But there's plenty of good stuff. Looks like it's a lot of farmers from around the region that come to sell their stuff over here, and a lot of it's going to be a bit more fresh than what you get at most of the grocery stores, and some of it you get pretty worthwhile deals. I end up getting some peaches, but I feel like I need to get more stuff for grilling. I've got my fish at home. It's just maybe some potato. I think I need some dessert. Spoiler, I'm going to be grilling a dessert potentially, if I'm that crazy. Beautiful iced coffee drink. This place I hit up is Brûlerie, or the brewer au Quatre Ventes. I actually came here a lot whenever I would wander to the market before I was really obsessed with the independent coffee shops. It was a cute little place, great coffees. First time I've gotten an Americano here, first time I got an iced drink for that matter. Pretty good stuff. Funny thing is that I don't know what it was, but I was going to talk to them, asking for an iced Americano in French. Somehow they switched in English, and then I was just carrying the conversation in English. I thought, oh wait, you speak French. Well, that's the beauty of around here. You can switch from one language to the next, and you'll still be able to get each other. That's great to have. Multiple languages, it's an asset. I'm just going to be enjoying this, and I'm going to be making my way to another pilgrimage for some microbrews. You know my love of that, and I'm finally going to show off the interior of it. I first showcased Peluso when I did my walk around Saint Laurent around mid-January when it was a super cold day, and I've made countless references to it, but it's essentially a little convenience store that specializes a lot in microbreweries, and I actually have noticed it a lot in the past. I would walk by here if I was visiting some friends that live around the area or just doing random wanders at the time before I really became the Wandering Yuki. And one thing that always caught my eye was the fact that there were so many of these various pint glasses out in the window. It caught my attention, it seemed interesting, but it's actually become a lot more interesting now I know a thing or two about the world of beers. And they got a really nice selection. I've shown some selections around in the past. They got a lot of exclusive stuff too. And it's a real, again, I keep using the analogy of it's like being a kid in a candy store because you're always finding new stuff and new goodies that you want to try out. It's great, and I figured it would be a great way to restock and find some rations for when I want to start the grill. Beer, grilling, sitting outside, that's what summer's all about.
See the curtains hanging in the window in the evening on a Friday night. Little light is shining through the window, lets me know everything's alright. Summer breeze makes me feel fine, blowing through the jasmine in my mind. Summer breeze makes me feel fine, blowing through the jasmine in my mind. See the paper laying on the sidewalk, a little music from the house next door. So I walk on up to the doorstep, through the screen and across the floor. Summer breeze makes me feel fine, blowing through the jasmine in my mind. Summer breeze makes me feel fine, blowing through the jasmine in my mind. Sweet days of summer, the jasmine's in bloom.
Well, I finished off my wander around Montreal and made my way back off island to the suburbs. It's not as interesting as the city, but it's home and it's cozy and familiar. I'm just gonna get my stuff all put together, got me some good rounds, and then I'm gonna be setting up the fire, getting the fish all set to go. Getting kind of stoked for that, and I gotta think, what kind of beer am I gonna wanna have? Something's gonna make me wanna jump for joy, insert your cheesy pun here, and cue the musical montage. What a beautiful nectar. This is a part of my Peluso run today and had a couple of brews I wanted to try and pick up stuff for sharing with a friend I'll be seeing later in the week and try to find stuff I've never had before. This one is one I'm not as familiar with. It's called L'Ironie du 13 and it's an archaic New England IPA. So archaic New England IPA, it says irony of the 13th. I thought maybe it meant irony number 13, so what would that imply? I was gonna guess that. Oops. Flame's gone out, so better close it up. So my understanding about this, they say it's an archaic New England IPA, so probably was since the beginning of time or even before time when this took place. And irony number 13, it kind of feels like that ironies number 1 through 12 are just complete write-offs because they're failed experiments. My suspicion is that these are from the times when dinosaurs were roaming across the earth, and it only took until humans were roaming around, or apes had evolved into humans, to be able to figure out, hey, irony number 13, now that's how you perfect irony. Very funny, Dave. How you managed to hack my channel, I don't know. But it's a pretty good one. So, as you were able to tell by the montage, I have a bin full of water and I have a cedar plank in there. My goal is to make sure that it's soaking for at least an hour so that I'll be able to put my trout on top of it. You want to soak this up because you want to make sure that when you put the wood on the grill, it's not going to be set ablaze. And when you soak it, it's going to absorb water, which is kind of going to act like a barrier or even a shield, and it's going to get hot, but it's not going to get set ablaze and start an accident in your house. Nobody wants to have that. I'm going to take some time with this, and oof, this is smoking up a lot more than expected. Campfire, everyone. It's a beautiful thing. Well, as you probably noticed when I was doing the little montage before, I had a stolen potato added to the grill again. I love having that, and it's like some conceptual continuity, as you could say. Anything that I'm going to be charring, there's always going to be a potato in there. And I did my usual hack. Used the baked potato setting on the microwave, add a little bit of olive oil, a clove of garlic or two, wrapped it all up, and then threw it in there. So it'll be ready in half an hour. Depends on the heat, because it could get pretty hot with the olive oil. Now, I'm going to be preparing my spread for the trout. So what I'm going to need first is like a good couple of cloves of garlic. I'm going to say 2 cloves of garlic. And then what I'm going to do is just cut off the ends of it. Peel it off. Well, first, throw off these end pieces too, because I do have a yard. Once your skin is off, just mince up your garlic into small pieces, like maybe 1/8 of an inch thick, like so. This is the benefit of using the chef's knife. Whoops. Yeah, I was afraid my mic was off. Technology, such a pain in the ass. You're so reliant on it, yet it will bite you in the ass just because it can. So keep going with this. Now once your garlic is all minced up into small cubes, you're gonna need to mix it in with a little bit of butter. Once again, if you've been following my channel, you know I like using unsalted butter for a lot of things, so that you kind of reduce the salt content and just add a little bit if you feel like you need a flavor. I would say I'd put maybe 1 tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon of half of butter. Then what I'm gonna be doing, well, yeah, this isn't gonna work well on camera. So I guess I'll do it this way. Just take some of my garlic and then put it in to the butter here so I can absorb the flavor, then mix it up. I'm just tossing it onto the knife, and hopefully no cloves are going to be falling onto the table. Just like so. Then once I'm done, I'm going to lemon up this thing. I don't have any fresh lemon on me, and I'm kind of a basement because I was at the Jantonal market. I had no shortage of lemon rations around, but I guess to save a bit of money, what am I saying? The lemons are like 25 cents a pop. I'm gonna put in maybe the equivalent of 1 tablespoon of lemon. That's always good with this, and then I'm just gonna mix it up. Now, I preheated this butter in the microwave just to make it easier for myself. And if I leave it out in the sun over here, I'm gonna be fine. The reason being, well, it's warm outside. It's not gonna congeal and re-solidify like you would expect with butter. Yeah, put it in the sun is not the end of the world, because, you know, that's a secret sauce at McDonald's, right? I'm gonna give you a little bit of a tip. The McDonald's secret sauce in the Big Mac, it's really just mayonnaise thrown under the sun for who knows how long. Because let's face it, who needs really fancy ingredients when you just put it in the sun so it can absorb solar radiation to prohibit the solidification process whereby the Nevada seabed is going to be... Dave, I think you're getting a little out of hand today. Anyways, this is going to be in the sun, so it's going to be kept warm. So in the next couple of minutes when my plank is going to be all set to go, this thing will still be easy to spread onto my trout. But I see an empty pint glass, so I think I'm gonna need to get a refill for myself. The heck was that? This cookie jar just appeared again. I swear, I feel like the more I hang around here, the more my yard feels like it's a dungeon from a Legend of Zelda game. I guess I should figure out what the gods have bestowed on me. Ooh. Very nice. So, this is called a Queen Blonde Premium Lager. I don't know if I've had this one. I had a friend who told me about this countless times from La Reine des Bières. Well, from the Queen of Beers. I don't know what to say about that, except this looks like a really nice blonde. It looks kind of neat. What percentage is it? Oh, it's one of those black on purple fonts, so I gotta take off my glasses so I can actually see what the hell I'm reading. Okay, maybe my mind is playing tricks on me, or this doesn't have a percentage on there. Oh wait, it's 5%. Okay, like your standard blonde. I'm gonna give this a shot, but hey, look at this thing here. You got one seductive queen who's staring at you with bedroom eyes, I suppose. Well, I guess if you're gonna give it the proper treatment, you will look at it and say, you know how cute I think you are. Yeah, I know, I'm fishing for cheese again. Well, I guess if I'm gonna be seducing a queen, I'm gonna have to do it appropriately then. What a beautiful thing. Oh, and in case anyone got offended, I'm gonna apologize for having to subject you to that. This isn't Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and I'm not Phoebe Cates. Nobody could be like Phoebe Cates. Oh, sorry, my mind wandered a little bit. So, as you could probably tell, I just fished out my plank. It's been soaking for a good hour, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna preheat this so that it's gonna heat up, and then by the time it's warm, I'll be able to get the fish onto it, and then it should be able to cook pretty quickly. Maybe flip my potato one last time. So I feel like this has been here for close to half an hour, and the temperature's been pretty high because of various circumstances. Most likely oil that was spilling onto the charcoal, but that's gonna be enough to be able to help get this cooked properly. Now I'm gonna go get my fish, and we'll be right back. I'm sure this plank is gonna be hot enough. Yep, it's looking like it's still soaked. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get one of my slabs of trout right onto this. I'm all out of plastic gloves to make it easier on me. So I just took a little bit of a plastic wrap to be able to pick this up. And then I'm just gonna place this right on top. That way, I don't have to worry about infecting my hands like an idiot. Actually, hang on, let me just get this back on. Because what I wanted to do also is I just wanted to grease this up with a little bit of the butter mixture, so that with this, it'll create a non-stick coating. I'm hoping. This is like a mad science experience that I'm doing right now. There, just keep dabbing it on like that. And you're gonna hear a little bit of sizzle. Don't be afraid of it, it's not the end of the world. Because it's not like with oil. Oil can explode when it gets a bit hot. Just a tad. So now that this trout is on, come on, damn it. There, just like that. What I'm going to do is I'm just gonna take my garlic and my butter and just pour this all on, add the cloves right on top of it. And then I'm just gonna use my brush to administer it properly so it's evenly spread. just like so. And then once that's done, I'm gonna close this up. And for this size filet, I'm gonna guess that you only need like maybe a good 15 minutes at best to be able to get this to cook properly. I know I probably mentioned this in the past, but the way to, excuse me, the way to know if this is cooked properly is gonna be taking your fork, pulling off a little piece from the filet, and if it feels like it's a flake as opposed to a solid piece that's not exactly falling apart, then you know you have it cooked properly. That will be that. Very soon I'll take off my potato from here and then we can start eating. First, gotta get rid of the junk. Let's see how this is turning out to be. Super good. You'll notice that it looks like it's kind of split. What I ended up doing was I kind of cut this into 3 pieces so that I could ration this as meals for the rest of the week. Well, okay, not the rest of the week, but one for today, one for Monday, one for Tuesday. Just something so I could split and know how much I'm going to be able to eat. It also gives me a sense of how well cooked this is. As you can see, here I'm just going to get the knife. It looks like it's pretty well flaked, so I think this is cooked properly. The only reason it's not as red, like on the tip over here, is because the butter is probably moistening up enough. So I'm gonna take this filet and hope it doesn't fall off, and then serve it on the plate. And then the rest of these could be eaten during the rest of the week. I'm actually kind of stoked to try this out. Great. Like I was saying before, I'm really stoked to try this out because I just improvised a recipe with basic ingredients I like to use from time to time, but I know it's going to be an effective combination. So once again, if you're just tuning in now, then what the heck? You missed all the best stuff. Took a piece of trout, put some butter on here, lemon juice, some cloves of garlic, mighty fine stuff with a baked potato. Of course, I need to have some vegetables too because, you know, I need to have my nutrients, my vitamins, my minerals, the strength to be able to feel like be able to take on. I lost my cheese there, didn't I? Nevertheless, I had some leftover eggplant and mushrooms from one of my last grilling sessions, and I'm gonna take part in that. I don't need to do a taste test of that because you've seen this countless times on the channel. It's really the fish that I'm curious about. It's the garlic that's really hitting me. I love garlic and I like to put in all of my cooking anytime I do stuff. So very satisfying. Nice little wander around the Gentillo market. Showed off Peluso for the first time on the interior. Got some good oldies once again. Because yes, 2022 is going to be the Summer Oldies Fest for the Wandering Yuki. And I'm going to keep on with that theme until the end. But until then, hope you enjoyed this latest edition of the Wandering Yuki Cheese Cafe. And if you like what you see, of course, hit that subscribe button below and give me a thumbs up or give this video a like if you enjoy my antics. Be sure to share this with anyone you think is going to enjoy this stuff because the more views I get and especially the more likes, the more this video is going to be promoted down the road, so I appreciate it. And lastly, if you have any ideas for future episodes, leave it in the comment section. I'll see what I could do. Till then, have a great Sunday evening as I'm recording this. My queen is almost empty. I don't know if she enjoyed it as much when I did a little seduction at the end, or she freaked out or wants to lock me in a padded cell. I'm sure a number of people want to lock me in a padded cell. Such is life.